Okay, so let's get started with her in mind. And I think also too many people in the area that we're living in here in the Bay Area, many people have contacts and connections and family in over there in Israel, Gaza, wherever. So I sort of getting messages here, there, and everywhere. So it's really, it's kind of hard to, and it's almost like almost getting PTSD every time I look at a news app, because I'm like, oh no, they're going to tell me another horrible story. But anyway, they're all just really heartbreaking. So let's think about those people as well. And okay. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. And some of you are sitting at your chair, at your desk. Some of you I can see are sitting cross-legged. So for those with the feet down, really try and ground yourself through your feet. So whether you're, right now I've got bare feet on a wool carpet, but some of you might have slippers on or shoes on. You might be on a wood floor. Regardless, just try and feel the soles of the feet, toe pads, knees aligned with the ankles. Be sitting right on top of your sits bones, shoulders are aligned with the hips, and just lengthen the spine. And just imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, and it's stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And bring your awareness to the crown and relax the scalp at the top of the head, and just notice when you do that what muscles are letting go in the face. You can just almost feel everything just sort of letting go. Relax the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the jaw, the temples, the back of the head. Relax back of the neck and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down, and relax the throat and the chest and the belly. And all of your limbs. And then your fingers and toes. Take a nice deep breath as we turn inward, leave our day behind, prepare to put ourselves to bed. We can be our own parents, settling ourselves down. So just be aware of any sounds that might be in your environment. Just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with the mind. Then notice the thoughts that are arising. And just pay attention to whether the thoughts are the same as they were this morning. Do you have a theme going on right now? Is it the same? Are these the same thoughts that you were having last night? And what you might notice is that perhaps you've moved on. And you may have the same issues going on in your life, that perhaps you're looking at them slightly differently. So it's changed. But just notice. And if it's all a jumble and it's all a mess, just categorize the thoughts. Planning, future tripping. Then just bring to mind all the people of your life. And we'll just do this one quickly because I'm a bit behind. So you can start with the friends and the ones you don't like and the strangers, remembering they can change place at any time. And they're all equal. They all have this wish to be happy, to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity of Buddhahood. So remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified, and this purification process is a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so equally we can create positivity instead. And how are we able to do that? Because the mind is malleable. The brain is also malleable. So we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. So action. So any action we have done is everything that we experience today is due to past actions. This is a natural law. Whether you believe in karma or not, or you don't have much of an understanding of karma or not, you probably experienced in your life consequences. This is the same. It's no big thing that we have to kind of try and understand or take in. It's just what it is. So we know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically it makes sense. We pull out these karmic seeds that we've planted, God knows when, for they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I am sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. And the first one of this section is refuge. And then we also have developing compassion. So here we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha Vajrasattva, who we don't see as a god or a higher power. It's just a doctor. And we're using the methods of Vajrasattva to kind of purify ourselves, to heal ourselves. So you imagine this Buddha above the crown of your head in the form of light, facing the same way as you, a couple of inches above the crown, almost like a hologram, radiating light, made of light. And he's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion, has a beautiful radiant face. His eyes are long, they're shaped like lotus petals, and they're very peaceful and full of love and compassion. And for you and all those people of your life, he has a sweet red mouth, and his hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right, and the left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents a union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently, and then in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then think about those people who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and we start with the body. And Vajrasattva very happily, compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring out of you, pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you, disappears into space, not one atom left. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of your speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, all the inappropriate speech. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe. So now feel so happy that your speech is completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to harm anybody with your speech, but only to benefit. And when you could even think as far as, if you don't have anything beneficial to say, don't speak. And that goes for yourself as well. And that means also what you write, text, emails, social media. So next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on that switch. The light dispels the darkness instantly. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and neediness and anger and bitterness and depression, resentment, jealousy, anxiety, grudges, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mepi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of your suffering, every single one of us, this is the cause of our suffering, our delusions, and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech. So imagine these are all completely gone, purified. And now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So just imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from the mind. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a humpe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasedi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum te. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now is the power of resolve, and this is the fourth step in the purification process, and a really important one. This is the determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. At the very least, to refrain, thinking about refraining from harming. So start with rejoicing in your own efforts. Pat yourself on the back. How amazing, well done. And then rejoice in the efforts of all your Vajrasattva mates, your buddies here, this little group we have, this little community. And just rejoice in the support that everyone gives one another. And then think about something that you want to work on between now and tomorrow. Give yourself a reasonable timeline. Maybe you only work on it like once or something tomorrow morning or in your meditation. Just draw your attention to a thing that you would like to do that's harmful for yourself or others. And this determination to try and refrain from something or not do something again gives us the strength to change. But we have to decide. We've got to decide first. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown and think My guru's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. And next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level your mind understands emptiness, just place it there for a moment. Whatever you've heard, whatever you've read. And then we think of all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. Okay, everybody. So think, make strong wishes for the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and also swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for any of your own teachers. So it doesn't have to be even a Buddhist teacher. Like I've been saying, it could be a kindergarten teacher. All right, everybody. Lots of love. Good night. Sleep well, and I will see some of you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for hosting.
Thank you, Venerable.